Hello, I'm Bradley, and as you may or may not know, I have been documenting my recent journey to learn to finally speak up after the age of 50. I've had a problem my entire life that I didn't realize was a problem because I have been praised for it my entire life, and that is my ability to just keep my mouth shut when it comes to everything my wants, my needs, my feelings. I was a good kid my entire life, which meant I kept my mouth shut, and it seemed to be going well for me. But eventually, I realized that it was probably holding me back from a lot of things. I've been documenting, my journey and the steps. I've come up with a few steps that I felt would get myself going in the right direction. And when last we spoke, I was talking about the very first step I came up with, which was to simply stop apologizing for everything, which I had a real problem with apologizing for things that weren't my fault, just as a go to, a knee jerk reaction to almost any situation. Just apologize. It's got to be my fault. And I trained myself out of that very quickly. I was very proud of myself. Took a couple days of just really documenting when I was doing it and then starting to realize when it was going to happen and not doing it. Um, and it went very well, so that was a very good first step. But what I didn't realize was that it wasn't really the first step. And like I said, this is a work in progress. I'm a work in progress. But the very first step that got this whole thing rolling, that made me realize that my, you know, this good trait that I had my whole life was possibly a problem, was therapy. So I'm here to tell you that the first step is counseling or therapy. And if you've felt that maybe you want somebody to talk to, or you've thought about it throughout the years, maybe I should see a therapist, I'm here to tell you, see a therapist. It will definitely help you. If you're the kind of person who says, there's nothing wrong with me. I don't need therapy. What are they gonna do? Just get inside my head. You definitely need therapy. So please get yourself a therapist. Get yourself somebody who you're comfortable opening up to, and it might take a little bit of time to do that, or you might realize that you're not with the right therapist and you need to move on and try another one. uh, a good therapist will know when it's not going to be a good fit, and they will recommend somebody. So just get the ball rolling and start talking to somebody, and I think it's going to do you a world of good. It certainly did me a world of good. And the stigma isn't there like it was years ago. So everybody needs somebody to talk to, and like I said, if somebody is really against therapy, that might tell you something right there. So anyway, Sammy and I decided to do couples counseling a few years ago now, and it's been incredible. We got really lucky. We have a great therapist, and it's been great for both of us, both as individuals and as a couple. It's been absolutely great, and it's woken us up to quite a few things on both sides, and it's been a really good thing. And I'll say this: when I first went into couples counseling, and I think I might be projecting, but I think most people probably feel this way when they're like, "Okay, let's do this." They're probably thinking to themselves, "Oh man, the therapist is she's so gonna take my side." I know I felt that way, and I'm sure most people do. Get all cocky, and it's not me who's the problem. But you start to realize pretty soon, as I did, that oh wow, yeah, we both have some stuff going on. But the main thing we realized, the problem Sammy and I were having, was that all she wanted was for me to communicate what I was feeling, what I needed, what I was thinking, any of that. Just communicate. And I realized that I didn't know how to do it. I'd been training myself, my entire life to not do that, to fly under the radar, to be the good kid, to keep my mouth shut. And after almost 50 years of doing that, you get pretty good at it, and you don't know any other way. So yeah, that was a big thing that we realized through our counseling, and that's why I've started this journey. I was like, I got to do something about this. So the couples counseling is helping, but I want to go at this on my own as well, and that's why I came up with these steps that I've been working on. The no apologizing thing being the not really the first step, the second step. So that's going pretty well, but yeah, the counseling is such a big deal, and it's changed our lives very much so for the better. So I would recommend that you all find a good therapist like we did and go from there. But one thing, one specific story that kind of set this whole thing in motion was after we'd been in therapy for a bit, and I was telling a story that my mom likes to tell about me when I was a child. I was probably about 4 or 5 years old, and I went with my mom to the hair salon. You know, as you know, moms would go to the hair salon quite a bit back then. I guess they still do. I don't know, but anyway, I was there with my mom, and I would just sit over in the chair, sitting on my hands, not saying a word, just doing what I did, and all the women there were just kind of gushing over me. What a good boy he is, and of course my mom was really proud. Yeah, yes, he is a very good boy. We're very proud of him. We're proud of ourselves, and I was telling the story, and Sammy looked at me, and she's like, "Oh yeah, your mom tells that story a lot. She's really, really proud of that." And I realized that was kind of indicative of my childhood, and then from then on it was just teachers, employers, just random strangers. Oh, what a good boy, keeps his head down. So yeah, something that I had been praised for my entire life. And I was doing okay with it, getting by, and as a good student, good employee. But I realized that has been holding me back, not only from having the relationship that I need to have with my wife, but what has it held me back in work, and being a musician, of course. How do I make that work? Being on stage, it's I'll get into this, but being on stage is a totally different thing than real life. But it's how did I expect to make that work if I can't communicate the way I need to? So yes, the real step one is counseling. Step two was stop apologizing, and I blew through that one, so I'm doing great. But yeah, I'm going to keep rolling with this, and hopefully you guys stick with me. Hopefully this helps some of you who are maybe in the same boat. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you realize at 50, or you realize at 5 years old, at 10 years old, that this is something that's holding you back. I think this could help anybody learn to communicate, and learn to speak up, and learn to let people know when you're happy. Let them know when you're not happy. So here we go. Thanks for sticking with me.